In this video, we are testing the Shigeki plus Colossal Sky Turtle combo in the current meta. We use Shigeki and Colossal Sky Turtle to have infinite access to our graveyard, while controlling the game with removal and card draw. Eventually, we'll win the game with an army of Dryads and by putting +1/+1 counters on them with Titania's command. For a full deck tech, you can skip to the deck tech chapter at the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed today's games, and I see you guys soon. Okay, so this is a good starting hand. We have all the colors we need. We're locked down on 3, a depopulate on 4, and we're even on the play. So this looks good. With that Fortress, the coastal comes in untapped next turn. So this might be Esper Legends. So we don't have anything at instant speed, so we'll just play this coast tapped to get it out of the way. And then the rest of the lands in our hand are anyways. Now, do we play a lockdown here? We can play for a make disappear. Play the lockdown and he plays a Raffine. At least he doesn't get to connive, so I think this is fine, especially since we have another one and we don't have anything better to do with our mana. Yep. Knife. Farewell. Let's depop here. We can pay for make disappear. For now, we are actually hoping to draw a card draw spell. No card draw spell. I'm actually going to pass here. Because Farewell is our only play, we are still at 20 life. And if our opponent plays anything else, we need to have an answer. Also, you know, at 8 mana, for example, we can start paying for make disappear. Something else. Okay. So I think here we have to do this, even though we exile our own temporary lockdown. But we can follow up with as many journeys. That's fine. A Wandering Emperor would be annoying because it doesn't get hit by the Farewell or any Planeswalker for that matter. But anything else is totally fine here. Anything else our opponent puts on the board gets exiled too. my guess, I guess. We'll keep the lockdown here. Danik is not that much pressure, and figure that this is on the board. This is 3 life. Okay, so opponent messed up there big time. Would have sacked the token for a double make disappear. And we only had 3 mana open. Man. We really need our card draw here. Lockdown is nice though. First of all, we remove the threats, and we also make it so our opponent doesn't draw extra cards from the announcement. But now a serious scrutiny or a memory deluge, there we go, is exactly what we need. Okay, got a depop, fateful absence. Let's think. So we can memory deluge here. What's the worst thing that can happen? He didn't have any instant speed responses, so the worst thing would be a Raffine or a Shieldred. A Raffine is a maximum of 5 damage. I think we take the chance here and double deluge. Make sure it doesn't get countered. Okay, we can have a Sky Turtle Shigeki combo here. Like that. Alright. So what we could do is we could get the Farewell back with Sky Turtle and cast it. That's a total of 9 mana. Or we just depop. I do think Depopulate is better here. Is it? So the reason you want this Farewell, we would probably want to exile enchantments, and then they also get a Danik back. And we're already at just 5 life. There's a Raffine. Let's just get rid of the Raffine here. Then we still have 5 mana open, so we can get something with Sky Turtle. That's 3 damage. Really on the edge here. Okay. So. What do we get back? A Depop gives him another card. But it's also, Populate also costs less than a Farewell, which means you get to have a bigger Shigeki. Ooh, that's a top deck. Hell yeah. That's pretty good. So now we have 9 mana open, which means we can get 3 cards back, which is gonna be Sky Turtle, Azusa, Farewell, or Sky Turtle, Absence, Farewell. The Absence is probably better. have instant speed removal. After all, we're already on just life. Since we got a Depop, let's actually get the Azusa, because we do need some life gain. Breaking the Woods, very nice. But we lead with the Journey here and pass. And we can potentially cast Awakened Woods next turn. Yeah, exactly. This is why I wanted the Absence. Okay, let's get Shigeki back. Now we gain our 3 life. We keep making land drops with Shigeki. We can never really have too much mana. Now, what if they have another Vandal? Probably best to keep the mana open here. Yeah, I think we're gonna Shigeki here to really be safe, and then we Awaken the Woods to seal the deal. So we got 12 mana, which means we can get 5 cards back. Can we? 5 cards, right? Wait, this is 2, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 5 plus 5 plus 2 is 12. Oh, I don't have... Oh, there aren't 4 cards in the graveyard. There are just 4 cards in the graveyard. Okay. Alright, now... so we have double safety, right? We can kill something and bounce something. So let's leave 4 mana open, which leaves us with 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 9 mana, so X equals 7. Yep. Oh. All right. Let's just stay loose here. We can absence on our upkeep. Okay, Dissipate is fantastic. Let's just get another land. Let's just bounce this. Actually, wait, we can. The Absence is still on the stack. can bounce the Shelly and then counter it. I think that's the best play here. This way also get some damage in. And let's go for the kill here. So, gets a Danik and a Vandal back. If you counter the Destroy Evil, you can play a Shelly. Could also play Deluge first to see what we get. However, if we do that and we try to Dissipate, we can get blown up by a Make Disappear. He's played one Make Disappear so far. I think it's best to go for the memory for this. See what we will get. Okay. Yeah, we'll pay for that, which means the destroy will resolves. Double Sky Turtle. Let's actually get a Sky Turtle and a command. This resolves. Let's find out. Actually now he got a Danik, right? So we'll just have to take the 2 damage here. I'm actually gonna populate here. Block the mana. Now we're actually going to farewell here so opponent doesn't get to draw a card. And we'll leave the enchantments on the board. Yep. Now we command and we actually go for the kill by making some bears. Our life total, and so if we take 2 more bears as counters, we'll have meaningful next turn, and we still have a dissipate open. So yeah, very good match. Okay. This is a bad hand. Again. This isn't ideal, but let's keep it. Ditch the Awaken the Woods. Awaken the Woods is rather unimpactful in the early game. Deluge was a really good top deck here because it really fills out our turn and lets us with answers. Okay, there's Shelly, so let's see. We do need to depopulate here. We also need land. Actually, none of these really help. Let's just take 2 lands here. We need to depopulate top deck. Let's not take the damage here, just too much. No depop. since we're going to play another deluge, we can play this tapped coast. And hopefully this can block the shield red. Maybe he doesn't even attack with the shield red for fear of the Wandering Emperor. Okay, grasp. Does attack, okay. So let's see. Pop? No depopulate, that's really bad. They depopulate top deck or we're just dead. Well, that's the top deck. So now we still have a bounce open. We can place another shield red, for example. I do think we should bounce that. This is actually really well. Can he? Can blitz from his hand, right? Yeah. Titania's Command would be the best top deck here. Okay, so let's say he underdogs again. Well, we got. I'm just going to go memory deluge, right? Okay, that's actually good. So you can maybe find a Titanium Command. Yeah, and a Dissipate. We really need to Dissipate here against a potential Ring of Despair. So Titania's Command gives us much needed life. And I think probably some bears. Just we have some bodies on the board. We don't need extra mana. Okay. 8 life, we got 2 bears on the board. Next turn we can have it Dissipate up. So heavy, sure. There is Shigeki. Just pass this. So we have 9 mana. With 9 mana we can Dissipate and get 2 cards with Shigeki. Gonna let our opponent draw a card. Dissipate. And now we can get the Sky Turtle and Dissipate back. Very, very nice. What we can do here is we can go Memory Deluge and find an untapped land, so we have a Dissipate up. Oh, come on, no untapped land, really? Well, okay, this happens. Azusa's Many Journeys for some life gain. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, this didn't go as planned. I don't think there is a need to hold open a Fateful Absence. Well, we can always give our opponent a card here with Shakedown Heavy. And as well as many journeys also lessens the impact of a player. Okay, there goes one Shigeki, that's fine. Now, we could take 6 to start, you know, drowning other opponent, because again, free life back will have a Dissipate open. However, so we're gonna cast the pop next turn with a 6 mana open. And we need 3 mana for Dissipate. So we can't really Scrutiny next turn. So I think I'm not gonna give our opponent a card. Right? We just hold open the Dissipate. With Sky Turtle for another command if that's needed. Phyrexia Arena. Let's Dissipate this because we can get the Dissipate back with Sky Turtle if needed. And card advantage can really get us here. Okay, heavy is pretty fine. The question is, I actually don't think we absence this in case our opponent shielded. Let's just get a Dissipate back. And let's just draw 8. No, wait, we got 10 mana. -3, 7. Let's just draw 5 cards. Scrutiny, leave open, counter the spell. And we can just let our opponent have a card. So unfortunately we don't have double untapped lands, otherwise we could go land, journeys, another land. So instead, let's just play the headquarters, pass, discard a brush land, and 1 temporary lockdown. Let our opponent draw a card because we do need the absence against the shielded. Yep, that's fine. Obliterate is fine, we'll just play. So here we can play command and hold open this page, so let's just play the journeys path. And then maybe next turn we can command plus this page. Pretty nice here. And let's exile graveyard, bring some players. is looking really good for us. Right, we got a dissipate if needed. We got a memory deluge. Use all the removal. And they're down to 1 card. A sky turtle and a land. Dissipate. So in this very situation, we actually just want to pressure our opponent. And we still have 1 sky turtle left in the deck, so I'm actually gonna play the sky turtle as a creature to start applying pressure, and we got double dissipate. We have a deluge. Sure. We have a deluge to dig for more cards, so the sky turtle can start getting in for damage. Okay. 6 cards in hand. Can use this deluge, just did a land drop. No arena. There's more cards for a pawn, now we can deluge. Back in the woods, give me a Shigeki. And this is going to seal the deal basically. Just need 3 mana over for dissipate. Means at 50 mana we have 12 mana left, so we can wake the woods for 10. And this should seal the deal. Yeah. Yeah. Man, that was really good actually. We needed some top decks at the right time, but it worked out. Okay. What do we have here? We're going first. A dissipate, a deluge. I'm going to keep this. Let's start with the headquarters. We'll have to dissipate for some interaction and then the deluge. Find what we need. So let's have it dissipate open. And this is just soldiers. This is a really good dissipate target. Okay, we're back. Play Cascade. I'll actually main phase the deluge here, so it can get countered. I do like to depopulate. We do have 2 more lands. Let's get the journey. So that's pretty cool. What we can do here is we can play a Cascade, play a Journey, land, and we could depopulate here. However, this isn't that much pressure, and we can just see what our opponent plays. Mirel, yeah, Just not enough pressure. We'll regain 3 life here from the journeys. And now the question is, we populate Farewell. Depopulate does give them 1 card. But then we can follow up with another journeys. I think we populate here. And Farewell is better when they have a Siege Veteran on the board. So that when their stuff gets exiled, they don't get 1 more soldiers back. It's also better against frontline, but here a temporary lockdown would be really nice. But this is a really decent spot for an Awaken the Woods, and then we can follow that turn after with a Titanium's Command. Let's do x equals 5 for the woods. And we pass the turns. Fine. So now we can just make 2 bears, put 2 on counters and everything, and have a massive army. And we'll just go for the attacks. Right? Everything is big enough. Pretty good army. We are at 18 life. I do wonder if... So the thing is, even if they play the 2-mana legendary soldier, that gives everything +1/+1 flying, we'll have to attack anyway because we can't block, right? Yeah. It's fine. Would we die here? +1/+1. This 2, the base is 3. Yeah. Is this lethal? If this is lethal, the correct play was to depopulate. Did we mess up? No, but it's very close. Well, but this is just lethal, right? Just attack. Let's actually put stops here. Or the likeness. Yeah. So the correct play here was actually to calculate the damage with the, what's it called? Harbin. Before casting the Titania's Command. To make sure we don't die. But we didn't. And we won. Okay, what do we have here? We go second. This is just a 2-lander. I mean, I do like the lockdown, the depop, but it's just not enough land, so mulligan. This isn't great either, but let's keep it. Chuck the farewell and see what we draw into. Hello. The opponent is having a slow start, which is good for us. Also just soldiers. We can bounce something with the Sky Turtle if needed. Yeah, the veteran is really good for balancing, so no one will counter. And if he plays it again next turn, we can just counter it to participate. Yep. And now we have enough room to breathe. Cast Memory Deluge. I just do it main phase. Sometimes soldiers do run counter spells. Do like the lockdown a lot, and then let's just get it contact and lockdown can deal with these two or even more stuff. Not with the veteran, but it does exile, so you won't get a 1/1 soldier from the veteran. So here it's probably better to just Memory Deluge again to just find an overall answer. You won't die here. Yeah, just a little too many lands here, but we can also cast it. That is annoying though. So Farewell would be the best top here. It's a lot of one-one counters. Luckily it puts it all on the Resident Forces, so those will get exiled. And so we can play the lockdown here, but if he has an answer for Shigeki I'm going to play, it's just lethal, right? Because these are basically two free-frees with the counters put on them, so we'll need this blocker to survive. Yeah. Just lethal. I think I did play this correctly though, given the cards we had. Yep. Okay, we're going first. We have a Depopulate on 4, we have the Skydrall on 2. Let's keep. Tap land, now we got double Sky Turtle. I'm actually going to return this to hand. Means no damage, right? But also he has to play it. I gotta Boseiju. I'll probably keep the Boseiju to make sure we get to our farewell, which is pretty good against white. Yeah, now we definitely want to go to farewell. And we'll just take the damage here. Right. Could use the Boseiju now, but there's no need, right? There's no need to kill a Bank Buster here and give them a land when we know that we will exile everything anyway. And it's really good for us, right? They eventually just get to draw a single card. And we also get rid of the wedding announcement. And we can even get it back with the Sky Turtle if needed. And that's massive because Mono White really relies on bank busters to draw cards. Even for the reliquaries. The reliquaries want to have artifacts on the board, right? So they become more effective. On getting rid of 2 bank busters this early is really, really good. Not far. And here I think I'll just get Farewell back. Just another get out of jail free card, right? And now let's just make some bears, make our land count bigger. Thins out the deck a little bit so it makes it more likely that we draw into Memory Deluge or the Silver Scrutiny. And here we take these codes because otherwise if we draw them they come in tapped anyway. So we can get them out of the way and make it more likely that we either draw lands that come into play untapped or that we get our cycle lands. Double block here. Okay. Let's attack. He would have played Wanderer if he had one last turn to save his Gafar, but he didn't, so I think it was safe to attack there. Yes, we gained some life back. And now we are just looking to find our Aqua spells. Okay, a cycle land is also nice. Still, it journeys, gets us life, eventually gets us 3/3. Also makes so that it stays day. Announcement, sure. Spontaneous command. Spontaneous command is nice to make some bears. And now we just make some bears here and start getting aggressive. We are in advantage here, right? If something goes wrong, we can always use Farewell or Depopulate. Okay, Vindicator does change the game a bit. Now we have Deluge, so what do we do here? I think we Farewell. Is there a point in attacking a block like this? Maybe we'll get some damage through. In the worst case, you take 5 to the face, which doesn't really matter here. And we might just get some damage through. Nope. Okay, that's fine. No! Ah, damn it. Yeah, you should make sure that if you play attack with a likeness, that you put stops on the phases so that you can tap and untap your lands. In this case, we'd have had 3 more mana to put towards the Memory Deluge. Let's get rid of everything. Sky turtle. Get another farewell. So we already have 2 sky turtles in the graveyard. Which means we should just put this one on the board. But before that, if we can find untapped land here. Oh wait, no, this is 7 mana. Never mind. Bad. I thought it was 6 mana, so we could find untapped land and also play Sky Turtle. But now, instead, we do. Let's take an Ganju and each. The Ganju can do Talia. And then we can just play Turtle next turn. Place turtle to start pressuring. Vindicator is annoying. However, we get rid of the Vindicator and we get to draw a card because Sky Turtle is multicolored. But that's nice. There is a scrutiny. Yeah, I think we'll just use it to draw 6 cards. Why not? So it goes. And now we found the Awaken the Woods. Can cast a huge woods this turn for X12. And then we want to find our Shigeki to get back a Titania's Command, pump all of them up and just swing it for lethal. Okay, Shigeki please. Shigeki. So we need 6 mana to cast a command. With 15 mana. So then we have 9 mana left. So if we deluge and get it back, we can still cast it if we find a Shigeki. Didn't find a Shigeki. Attack anyway. You can still find lethal just by making some more. Right, this is still gonna be decent. And GG. Doing with 20 Dryads for the win. Very nice. Very nice. What do we have here? Lockdown on 3. If we find another white source, Depop on 4. Participate on 3. I think that's fine on the play. Yeah. Here's our second white source for the lockdown. So here we have a decision to make. Do we want to dissipate something or just lock down these 2? I think we want to hold up the dissipate in case they play a siege veteran so that we can safely populate. Look at that. Right, because siege veteran says when Whenever a soldier dies, create a 1/1 color soldier artifact creature token. Okay. Now what? We can memory deluge to be mana efficient. Let's do this main phase. Let's get an untapped land. Do we want another lockdown? I actually don't think so. I'd rather have another populate. Sure. This is actually really good for us right after the draw. We get the lockdown, clear the board. We'll be at 10 life. And then if they play something big, we got the depopulate. Play the lockdown, wipe the board. Now there's a siege veteran, but it's alone on the board, which means we can depop and no soldier is left behind, and next turn have enough mana for the memory deluge. So we just do this now. Let's get another deluge. We already have the next land. Let's get a Naiganju. Naiganju can act as a spell. Okay, another lockdown here is insanely good, especially against the Guardian, but also against the Yoshi's frontliner it's really good. We're actually so far ahead that I play out the journey with Naiganju, so we can also memory deluge. And look at that, we find our win condition. This is gonna gain us some life, free. It actually lines up perfectly with the Awaken the Woods and Command. Because we get to make 7 dryads, right? And the next turn is flips, which means the likeness of the seeker also will get the +1/+1 counters from Titania's command. And GG. What's up guys, mtg Matt for you, back with another video. And today we're going into ladder with a Bant control deck. So after Phyrexia Orbital 1 got released and we got to experiment with all the new cards, the experimentation is more or less over, I would say, and you can just play the decks that you like to play. And in fact, today when I record this on Thursday, March, is it the 15th? March 16th. The first chapter of the story for March of the Machines releases, which means we'll have spoiler season soon and so forth. So March of the Machine is actually not that far away anymore. Actually, pretty much it's 1 month away. So for now, we're just enjoying a ladder with stable meta because you can actually enjoy that, right? You can actually just play decks that you like, maybe pick up older decks that you haven't gone back to in a while. And this is what I did with this deck right here, because I was just wondering, in this meta we currently live in, how is Shigeki and the Colossal Sky Turtle combo doing? And we had this combo ever since Kamigawa Neon Dynasty got released last year. As a refresher, what does this combo do? So Shigeki is this 2-mana legendary creature in green, right? It's got an activated ability when it's on the battlefield, which is not important. What's important is the channel ability. For XX green we can discard Shigeki and return X target non-legendary cards from your graveyard to your hand. So, when you got Shigeki in your hand, you can pay some amount of mana, at least 4 mana for 1 card, 6 mana for 2 cards, 8 mana for 3 cards, and so forth. And get cards back from your graveyard as long as they are non-legendary. Now, the reason this is non-legendary is that a Shigeki can get another Shigeki back from the graveyard. But this is where the Sky Turtle comes in. Sky Turtle is a 7-mana 6/5 with flying and ward 2. It's got 2 channel abilities. The first one is the important here. 3 mana, discard the Sky Turtle, you turn a card from your graveyard to your hand, and then the second channel ability is 1 in the blue, discard a return target creature to its owner's hand. So, what Sky Turtle can do is, with the first channel ability, get back Shigeki from the graveyard, and then Shigeki can get back multiple cards from your graveyard, including the Sky Turtle, and this way you generate this infinite loop where you can always get multiple cards back for Shigeki, the Sky Turtle gets Shigeki back, and then Shigeki again gets multiple cards back, including the Sky Turtle, and this way you have infinite access to your graveyard, basically. And also what's cool about the Sky Turtle is that the 2-mana channel ability is actually relevant, right? Bouncing a creature to its owner's hand. Very important early game against aggressive decks. But then also this can also be just a win condition, right? 7 mana 6/5 with flying and ward 2. Not the most efficient creature, but it got some protection with the ward 2. And this is a control deck, so you want to go late and you just slam this on the board if you know your opponent is done with, and you just need the combat damage to finish the game. So I was wondering how would this combo perform in today's meta. Built a Bant control deck around it, and it performed pretty well. And note about this deck contains 0 cards from phyrexia Wheel 1, because I didn't really see specific cards that would add to this deck. So let's go through the cards one by one and see what's up with this deck, and let's put this combo aside. At the 2-mana slot, we got 2 copies of Fateful Absence, deals with Planeswalkers, but also nice against something like a Shieldred. Then we got 4 copies of Azusa's Many Journeys. Let's display additional lands, gain some life, and eventually we get a 3/3. This is in here because with Shigeki you do want to have a lot of mana, and Azusa is just a nice turn to play that lets you ramp a little bit, even in a late game. The life gain is very important, and the 3/3 is just nice. These cards, let's put them aside for the moment. And let's go through the 3-drop slot. 3 copies of Temporary Lockdown, absolutely amazing in this current meta. Amazing against aggro decks like Soldiers and Mono Red aggro. But even against stuff like Rixis, you can exile all those blood tokens, treasure tokens, and so on. Just a really good card. 2 copies of Dissipate as our counter spell. This is, in my opinion, the best counter spell we have in Standard for now, because it exiles, which is pretty relevant in this meta against stuff like Tenacious Underdog, for example. And yeah, we have 2 counter spells in here to have a counter spell option at all, but the nice thing about a Shigeki Sky Turtle deck is that we're not limited to these 2 copies in the deck, because once we cast a copy, we can get it back to our hand with the Sky Turtle and Shigeki, and this way have access to more than 2 counter spells over the course of the game. At 4 mana, we have our tried and true card draw and board wipe spells in 4 copies of Memory Delusion, 4 copies of Depopulate. And then 5 mana, I consider the Silver Scrutiny to be a 5 mana card, because at 5 mana you can still cast at instant speed to draw 3 cards. But obviously in the later game, Silver Screen can be this big bomb card draw spell that lets you just draw 6, 7, 8 cards, depending on how much mana you have. For now, also let's put away Awake in the Woods and the command, and focus on our next card here at the 6 mana slot. We got 2 copies of Farewell as our final 2 board wipe options. As you can see, basically we have 10 board wipes in the deck with 4 lockdowns, 4 depopulates, and 2 farewells. Not much to say about Farewell. Farewell is the spell that makes it so that this deck can answer all card types, because Farewell covers all card types except for Planeswalkers, and then Absence covers Planeswalkers. Yeah, Farewell is just a big bomb board wipe, really good for control decks. And then finally, let's take a look at the last 2 cards in our deck, which is Titania's Command and Awake in the Woods. The combination of these represents our win condition. Titania's Command, just a very flexible spell. The Exile Graveyard mode is very useful because Exile Graveyard is very useful in this meta against reanimation decks, Tenacious Underdogs, and so forth. The life gain is also crucial. But then, this also makes bears and puts counters on creatures. And if we combine this with Awake in the Woods, that makes a bunch of 1/1 Dryads. We can, in one turn, make a whole board of Dryad creature tokens, which we will use late in the game, right? And, you know, in the current meta, there aren't a lot of board wipes. So these usually stay on the board. And then, after they stayed on the board, we can put on each of them 2/1 counters with Titania's Command and finish the game that way. And this is just the way that we win the game. We win with an army of Dryads that have 1/1 counters on them, or as I already mentioned, occasionally with Sky Turtles in the air. And obviously we can always get these cards back from the graveyard with Sky Turtle and Shigeki. And that's the deck. Performed really well for me. Had a lot of fun playing this. And a final note, I'm experimenting a bit with this channel. Today I have commented gameplay, and depending on how people respond to it, I'm gonna keep doing commented gameplay. But for now, hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I see you guys soon.